Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Umpman Joe, and welcome to episode 2 of how to play objective-based game modes on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And in this episode, we're going to talk about Hardpoint. We're going to be playing a public match on Solar. Now, there's not much of a difference between a public match and a rank play match, other than public matches are 6v6 with no spawn delay, and rank play is 4v4 with a 2.5 second spawn delay. But you're going to use the same techniques and strategies on either one. Now, you can play either with the team or solo. It's a little bit easier with the team because you can designate who's going to do what, but it's definitely a fun game mode solo as well. Now, before we actually get into that, we really need to learn what are the different hardpoint locations. That's how you're successful when you play hardpoint. So let's look at the hardpoint locations on Solar. Now, all of the maps have 5 hardpoint locations, and these are the ones on Solar, with the first one being a pool. The way you win hardpoint is by controlling each hardpoint or hill, and you're going to do that by positioning 1 or 2 of your teammates inside of the hardpoint with the rest of the team slaying the enemy trying to get in and controlling the spawns. And we're going to control the spawns by positioning some of our teammates between the current hardpoint and the next hardpoint. That causes the enemy to spawn on the opposite side of the map and also not give them a quicker access to the next hardpoint. The hardpoints shift after 1 minute, and it's roughly around the 55 to 57 second mark of each countdown. So at 6:57, 5:57, and so on. Now let's take a look at the loadout that I like to use when I play hardpoint. I run the ASM-1 rigger because it's +2 in accuracy, so I don't have to have foregrip. Then I have advanced rifling to get those longer range kills, and I'm also running extended mag so I don't have to reload as often. In the perk 1 slot, I have flak jacket because people love to lob grenades into the hardpoint. I'm running blind eye in the perk 2 slot to avoid people's score streaks, especially sentry guns. And I know my perk 3 slot's probably a little controversial. Most people like to have blast suppressor, but I'm running hardwired because I can't stand system hacks, and it also helps me with the EMPs and stuns. And I'm running hardline so I can get my score streaks a little bit faster. Now, in my opinion, an absolute must in hardpoint is to have overclock so you can get to the hard points faster, especially if you're rotating early. And then I'm running Simtex to get the people who like to sit in corners at hard points. And then the score streaks, it's whatever you like. I like the orbital care package. And then I'm running a UAV with extra time and extra points and a bombing run. And if you play the objective in hardpoint, you can earn your score streaks very quickly, which you'll see as we get into the gameplay. So now let's actually start the gameplay, and again, I'll try to explain why I'm doing each thing as we go along. Whenever I play hardpoint, the first thing I like to do is run in and try to get a quick cap. This way, that helps out my score streak. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to jump in the hardpoint, be the first person in there, get the hardpoint, which I wasn't able to do there, and then move over to the side and get the people who may be trying to flank around like this guy. And I had a little bit of lag there. You can see here, he died just like a second after I shot him. But I'm right here. I'm trying to control the spawns. Now, I've got a couple teammates there, so now I can get in there and try to clear out the hardpoint. Now, the biggest key with hardpoint is you have to be mobile. You really can't sit in one area. You have to do a lot of exo boosting, moving around, and just trying to clear everybody out of there. Now, if you're playing with a team, you can designate 1 or 2 of your teammates to kind of be a slayer who can just kind of keep the area clear and stay in the hard point, and then other people can be outside and control the hard point. Now, I've already earned, you know, both my bombing run and my UAV because I'm playing the objective. You get more points when you kill people in the hard point. So I'm going to drop over here, throw my bombing run right over the middle, try to clear out the hard point, and then I'm going to try to control the spawns. You can see where we just switched over here already. And because I was there, the teammates, you know, are spawning in the back of me, right near the next hard point, and all of the enemy are spawning on the other side. So now you can look on the mini-map and see we know exactly where they're coming from. Now you have to be aware of the people who may try to flank around, like you can see on the mini-map, the one guy who's trying to flank around the other side and gain control, like this guy right here. But look at that, I got another kill in my hard point, and I was able to already earn another bombing run. I've already got my care package coming in, and now I'm just going to drop that bombing run and try to control them. Now, as the clock starts tipping down, I'm going to come over to this area to control this spawn. This way, I can, you know, make sure that they're not spawning closer to the next hard point. And we'll drop my care package right here and kind of wait. And I'm always looking at the clock. You can see we're at 8:08 counting down. That means the hard point's getting ready to shift. And I unfortunately got the solar reflection tower, which I really can't stand. And now I'm just going to kind of hang out here because my teammates have good control over the other hard point. And now I can immediately get the cap. I got my UAV here. And now I'm going to control this hard point until my teammates can rotate. Now you can see, because all our teammates are on the one side, we know the enemy is going to come from this side unless they try to flank us around. And it's all about communication. It's about trying to control where they're spawning and where we're spawning, and being close to the next hard point. And all I'm doing now is I know my teammates have the spawn, they have the hard point, and I'm watching my mini-map, seeing where are they coming from. If somebody's come into the hard point, and look, I've got another bombing run, and I can see this is where they're coming from. That's why I'm watching this store. And that's the key to the communication. That's the key to watching your teammates and watching the mini-map and seeing where everybody is coming from. So now as we're counting down and we're at 7:05, I'll drop my bombing run and immediately run down to the parking lot, because I know that is the next hard point. And that's why it's so key to know what the hard points are. And you can see, because I'm always the first person in there, I've kind of taken on the job to control the next hard point. I get a lot of those points. Now, I'm not trying to just be a point whore. It's more about always controlling the hard point. You can look at the score. It's already 94-26, and you can see I know my teammates are coming up ramp. That means that all of the enemy are going to come up this side, and I'm constantly just mobile. I'm dodging in and out, watching each thing. Watching my mini-map, seeing where are they going to come from. And right now, everybody's kind of spread out. I've got teammates on both sides. That's kind of screwing up the spawns of the enemy. So the enemy is now forced to spawn back on the other side near garage. Now, because our teammates are kind of spread all over the place, I spawned over here in an unusual location. So I kind of look down at my clock, and I notice that the clock is starting to count down. So I'm going to start rotating over to the next hard point over here in water. Some people call it white. Some people call it blue. And look at this guy who's AFK, so I'll just go ahead and punch him. And I'm going to drop down in this area, which actually isn't part of the hard point, and call in this solar reflection tower and just kind of try to control people who might want to slip down ramp as the hard point starts to rotate. And as I said, I really can't stand this thing. I have a hard time getting killed, but you can see this guy over here. My teammates got him, and I'm just going to run the solar reflection tower up and down the ramp here until my teammates can kind of get in the area. Now, somebody finally did kill me in there, so they've got the hard point, but my teammates were able to get back in there. And then once we exit out of here, I'll go back in there and try to help him. And look at this guy trying to come down the ramp. Now I've spawned over in the other area, so I'll start rotating back. I'll go through pool, which is what the next hard point is. Because after you've gone through the whole 5 hard points, you start the rotation all over again. And we do it a total of twice. And I saw a guy over on the mini-map over here. I know they're over here, so I want to try to control the spawns over here so that we have a better access when we come back into pool. And see, get this guy up here, and my shots are just missing a little bit. I definitely have a little bit of lag here. And get this guy, just try to get out of his way, flank around the back of him, and now we're back in the pool area. And I'm waiting for some of my teammates to get back over here, because if I get in there, all I'm going to do is quickly die. They're still going to control the hard point. So now we've got some teammates here. We can kind of get in here and get control over here. And once we've got control, you can see my teammates are already back over in the silo area, which is where the next hard point is, so we can control it more. And that's why I keep jumping back and forth. And a lot of times people do like to sneak up in this area to try to shoot you if you're in the water area. So we're going to call in my other bombing run, just kind of drop it down. The enemies obviously weren't appearing on the mini-map, but you know that they're all going to be in this area. Now I'm just waiting right here until my bombing run comes through so it doesn't kill me. Now I want to get back up in here because you can look on the clock. We're at 4:09. That means the hard point's getting ready to rotate, and I want to again control the spawns. Now there's a guy right here next to me, and you know he's trying to pick me off with my care package coming in. Double tap it. I got my UAV, and now I can call that in and once again get back to work. And unfortunately, I was just trying to run out of the way there, and he was able to pick me off behind. I knew he was there, but there was not much I can do about it. This is where I throw my Simtex in. They like to sit in that little corner over there, and again, all I'm doing is trying to control the hard point, wait for some of my teammates to get back in here. We'll call in this UAV, and now I want to start controlling the spawn for the next rotation. Again, you want to try to keep your team and yourself in between the two hard points, the current hard point and the next hard point. And you see how I'm talking about with your score streaks. They'll constantly come rolling in if you play the objective. That means getting into the hard point and getting kills while you're in the hard point, or killing the enemy out of the hard point. Now you can see now we're at 3:08, 3:07, counting down. So I'm trying to, again, be ready for the next hard point. And look at the score. It's 185 to 59. At this point, it's pretty much impossible for the enemy to win here. Unfortunately, I tried to do a double tap here on my care package and ended up with a second recon drone, so that kind of stinks that I can't stand them. But I already got my another UAV. Now I'll control the hard point, wait for my teammates to come in. I'll get this guy here. Look at this, another bombing run that I get. So now I can go ahead and call this in, try to drop it where the enemy is spawning, and once again drop down and control the hard point until my teammates get down in here. And unfortunately I dropped it down and ended up killing myself. But now see, because we're spread out all over the place, I'm like spawning in pool, but I see the clock is at 2:19, so I keep getting this AFK guy. It's a free kill all the time. And I'm going to try to start controlling, you know, for the next hard point. And that guy obviously knows that the next hard point is coming up in parking lot, and that's why I'm just trying to control the spawns here. I'm jumping around, trying to go in and out on the one side so that I can force them to spawn the other side, and then I know where they're coming from. Now, because my teammates are spread all over the place, I'm spawning down here in water, but I want to get back up to the hard point, which is why I'm running overclock. And I want to be able to control this ramp area. And the whole idea here is to just try to capture the hard point and wait for my teammates to get up here and help me out. And right now I'm up here by myself, so I'm going to kind of do a lot of dodging in and out. I accidentally called in my care package there, and I wasn't waiting for my teammates, and that was a complete mistake on my part. So I really don't like Goliaths, so I'm going to go ahead and double tap this, see if I can get something else, and look at that. I ended up getting a missile strike. But now that my teammates are here, I can kind of move over to in the area, try to call in my care package, or call in my missile strike rather, and then move on and control the spawns for the next hard point. And it looks like a lot of people are running blind eyes, so it was hard to find anybody. So we'll try to get this guy right here. Unfortunately, I missed that guy, but now I can get down and start trying to control the ramp area and just trying to get this guy out of here. Now, at this point, it's pretty much impossible for them to win. They'd have to control the last hard point for the full 60 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and call this bombing run, and fortunately they killed me. So before I actually move in there, I'm going to drop it down, right down the middle, and try to kill him out. Because all we have to do now is control the hard point for a couple of seconds, and at 234 to 82, they no longer can win. So now it's just a matter of getting killed. And they'll keep coming in. And if I'm on the other team, at this point, I start just kind of hiding. There's no reason to get killed excessively and have more deaths, but everybody's on their own. For me, I'm looking for the kills. At 247 82, the game ends at 250, and look at that, 250 to 82. And that win came solely because we controlled the hard points and controlled the spawns. I ended up going 38-9, had a great time, and we didn't even play against horrible players. So that's my video for today, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you were able to learn a little bit on how to play hardpoint. If you like it, hit the like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, happy gaming.